All right, so now we're going to find the first partial derivative with respect to x for this function. Right, so this is, remember we got the function of a function rule. You got to differentiate the function with respect to argument and then multiply by the derivative of the argument. So the derivative of sine with respect to argument is cosine. Derivative of x times y with respect to x, remember that y is just a constant, so you get y. Right, so yx, get rid of the x, and that's the first derivative with respect to x. df dy is similar, cos xy that you get from differentiating the sine. Differentiate xy with respect to y, so x is constant. Get an x out the front, like so. All right, so that's just remembering our function of a function rule. Let's now compute the second derivatives of this function. So we're differentiating this with respect to x. Again, this y, it's a constant with respect to x, so we're differentiating cosine of stuff, right? So that's just going to give us and the second derivative with respect to y, x is constant. All right, and remember, we use the function of a function rule again. We differentiate cosine, we get sine, we get a minus sign. And then we've got to differentiate the argument with respect to y, we get another factor of x. Now, something that doesn't happen in ordinary derivatives is the idea of a mixed derivative. So df dx dy, so that says you do dy first and then you differentiate with respect to x. So you've got to differentiate x cos x times y, which means we need to use the product rule. Differentiate the first one, leave the second one alone, plus differentiate the second one, leave the first one alone. Remember, we're doing this with respect to x now. So you differentiate cosine with respect to argument, you get minus sine. Y is a constant, which by function of a function rule has got to pop out the front. We've still got this x from there, right? So that's, if you like, our function 1. So we get sine x times y, and we're going to pick up another y from the argument of this function. So that's the mixed derivative y first, then x. Let's do it the other way around. So we start with the x one. Again, it's product rule, right? Because we've got this y out the front. Differentiate that, leave the second one alone. Differentiate this with respect to y. X is a constant. X is a constant, pops out the front. Then differentiate the cosine with respect to argument. And you see that you get the same result as you did above, right? So in almost all cases except pathological cases, the mixed derivatives are the same depending on, it doesn't matter which order you do them in.